Yeah, I figured I would touch this one again. I haven't done one of these type of videos a long time. Long time. Did a series years back on this type of videos. That's right, these type of news stories. Called it Happened Again. That's right. I sure did. Did a series of videos that's no longer up thanks to censorship, thanks to Operation Shut Your Mouth that's going on in today's society. From the criminals up at the top who don't like truth, don't want people showing the truth, don't want people telling the truth. Okay, they want their lies. They want their propaganda. You know, today's society is so messed up. Everybody says they don't want to be lied to, but they all want to lie. That's right. And people say they want the truth, but when you tell them the truth, they get angry and attack you because they don't want the truth. I mean, we have a mental mental baskets in today's society. The mentally people are mentally fried, gone, history. But anyhow, let's go on. Okay, I used to call this series of videos that I did It Happened Again, and here's a story that fits right into that category. Sure does. Happened again. Through our ability to treat each other like dirt. Through our ability to call drama love. That's right. Through our selfishness and through all the BS. Placing one gender up above another. The virus that attacked the human brain. Power and greed, power and greed. Selfishness, selfishness. Look out for number one. Yourself, yourself, yourself. Yourself comes over everybody. But anyhow. So Chris Watts giggled as agents pushed him for murder confession and failed a polygraph test. Well, first off, let's start backwards. Polygraph test. Polygraph test is not acceptable in any court in the United States and cannot be used in court. There's a clear reason for that. Because polygraph tests don't work. So anytime I hear them say, well, they failed polygraph, I'm like, so what? They failed on a test on a machine that don't work to begin with? I mean, so what? It don't mean they were lying. It ain't like the polygraph works. The machine don't work. And I don't care if they tell you, well, it's 99% accurate. No, it'd be 99% flawed. Okay, so now I've said what I feel about that, so we'll move on, okay? He giggled as agents pushed him for murder confession. And as I read the story, he giggled because they were asking him how many different ways can you make somebody disappear, which is coercion. Okay, when you really read the story, what you're getting here is coercion. Okay, you're getting, well, BS. But he said some things in here that I do believe is probably pretty accurate, okay? 6 hours, okay? During a 6-hour interview, agents from the FBI of Colorado Bureau, okay, well, in the New World Order state, that's right, and the criminal state itself, that's right. And so, as the FBI, them people that are involved in false flags, them people over there calling themselves Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, the ones that condone and go along with fraudulent shootings, fraudulent bombings they know never took place. The Federal Bureau of Criminals right there. So as these criminal agents in a criminal New World Order state, okay, investigation of Chris Watts finally confessed to murders, okay, to murdering his wife, but not before he failed a machine that don't work. Okay, tests laughing off all questions about all ways it's possible to make a person disappear. I mean, that is laughable that somebody's going to say, ask you for a list of ways to make a person disappear. It's like they're looking to coerce you into confessing or writing something to incriminate yourself so that they can make their next raise. They don't give a shit if you're guilty or not. You can be innocent and they want you to be guilty so they can get their raise. Okay, we'll go on here, okay? And I'm not saying the guy didn't do it, by no means, don't get me wrong. Because the way we treat one another, today's society, people are creating their own killers all the time. No lie. Okay, it's possible to make people disappear. According to newly released investigation documents, Watt's family murder case they have obtained by people. Well, I hope it was by people, because it might have been by an alien. Might have been about an extraterrestrial, right? Okay. After continuing to claim he knew nothing about his wife and daughters or where they were located, right? Watts was asked by investigators August 15th to come up with all the ways. That's right, catch this. He was asked by investigators to come up with all the ways he could think of to cause someone's disappearance. So that right there is a setup within itself. It really is. That right there would be setting somebody up within itself. Because why would investigators tell him to write a list of all the ways you could make somebody disappear? Then if you do as they say, they can use that as, see, look, he's criminal. He's thinking of ways to make people disappear. Leaving out the fact they're the ones that asked him to do it, right? You know, the very people that are involved in fraudulent shootings and fraudulent bombings. You know, the feds, the FBI. You know, our criminal justice system. Anyhow, let's go on. Watch 33 then giggled. Yeah. See, they want you to think that it's funny. He laughed. Well, hold on. Isn't that what you feds do after you pull a stage show on the public? You know, a phony baloney bombing or a phony baloney shooting that you know is fraudulent, that you know never took place, and you feds are right there involved in the lie. Isn't that what you're doing, feds? Giggling? Damn right you are. But how dare this guy do what you do, huh? Adding the questions was hard to answer. He was not responsible for the disappearance. Okay, Shannon Watts, his 34-year-old pregnant wife, nearly 6 years. Okay, better move down here a little bit, haven't I? Yeah. However, when asked to come up with the list of the physical ways to a person could cause someone's disappearance through murder, there you go. After being coerced, after being set up by criminals themselves, okay, Chris allegedly responded with a long list of options. Through when the investigators specifically mentioned strangulation, which he eventually admitted he was guilty of, Chris did not directly comment on the method. Right. Before the test that don't work, the polygraph, Chris was told the 3 questions he would be asked. If he had physically caused his wife's disappearance, okay, whether he was lying about the last time he saw her, if he knew where she was. Okay, during both pre-test interview and the actual polygraph, you like that, the pre-test interview and the actual polygraph test, he mentioned his innocence. Authorities said Chris was found to have been untruthful. He could have flunked given his own name. No lie. The polygraph tests don't recognize that. You could say your real name that's on your birth certificate that you're born with, you used your whole life. The polygraph would say you're lying. And if you nail the investigator or the polygraph guy with, how did I flunk my own name, they'll go quiet. They'll look at you like with a deer in headlights. Investigators went on to tell Chris he had failed the polygraph. So what? He failed a test that don't work. Test witnesses simply responded, okay, and mentioned that his answers had been truthful. You know what? That right there would be a truthful statement because the machine don't work. It's not accidentally not allowed in courtrooms. The machine doesn't work, but people can't get that through their thick heads, can they? Shortly after the pre-test interview began, Chris admitted that he had been cheating on his wife. Okay, why does this sound coarse too? That he had been cheating on his wife. Well, okay, let's just say he was cheating on his wife. Let's look at the reality. He might have been cheating on his wife, and he might not have. And it still takes a woman to go there with in order to cheat, doesn't it? Yes, it does. And I know just as many women out there that are cheating on their guys, but we don't ever mention that, do we? No, we don't. Okay, so maybe he's cheating on his wife. Maybe his wife was treating him like dirt. Maybe his wife was treating him like most women do treat guys nowadays, like complete dirt. Did you ever stop to think about that? Maybe that drama that women call love nowadays wasn't love. Since it seems that drama's our new love. And when I say women, I'm not talking about all women. And if I say men, because men are guilty of this too, I'm not talking about all men. I'm just talking about the reality in your face, okay? After the continuing question, Chris asked if he could speak with his father. Okay, we'll go on here. Chris proceeded to tell his father he had killed Shannon, claiming he had only hurt her after his wife had strangled their daughters. That's the part I wanted to get to. So, yeah, he mentioned he was going to leave her. He was wanting a separation. He was leaving his wife. So maybe I should go on, Ron, or what? Although after beating Chris entered, blah, 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 Chris proceeded to tell his father he had killed Shannon, claiming he hadn't hurt her after his wife had strangled their daughters, the doc state. I freaked out, and I did the same to her. I'm not going to say the word. So he says he freaked out and he did the same to her. Allegedly told his father. The investigators re-entered the room. Chris claimed that after telling his wife, see how you're going to say you see how they're going to use the word that now he claimed? So even if he was telling the truth, you can say, oh, he claimed it. It's not true. Even though you wasn't there physically, that nobody was there physically but him and his wife. So them two would be the two that would know. And you wasn't there. You're going to say, oh, he claimed that, right? Yeah, see how that works? That's coercion. That's people don't even know what they're talking about themselves. Because was they physically there? No, they wasn't. So how do you know Chris ain't telling the truth right there, huh? How do you know that? Oh, I know. He's a man. He couldn't be telling the truth, right? Oh, I know. Because we hate truth. We live in a world where everybody lies, don't we? Mm-hmm. Anyhow. After telling his wife he wanted to separate, he had witnessed her on the baby monitor attempting to strangle their daughter. Why do I believe this? I'll tell you why I believe that. Because no, women are not loving and cherishing. That is a myth, a complete lie, complete BS that they've been feeding you for years. Had already perished, okay? Let's see. The 3-year-old, the Bella 4-year-old had already perished by the time he realized what was happening. See, and this actually does make sense. I'm going to stop right here. Hold on a second. Now, we'll go on. Okay? So what we got right here, really, and It's a situation where you have a guy right here who most likely probably did strangle her to death, who most likely right here told the truth. That's right. And when it came to the real truth, we put claiming. That's right. We're going to say that he's claiming it now. We're going to not believe him because it's not what we pulled out our anal. Because we want to reach up our anal and pull out a story and make up some complete BS that ain't even true and spit that out of our mouth and call that the truth even when it would be a complete lie. Because unless you was in that home the day this stuff took place, you cannot make no call on how it really went. The only person that can do that is the person who was there. And since obviously she's dead, she's not going to be telling, right? And I would have to say when he finally confessed, if he did confess, he probably did tell the truth there. They just didn't hear what they wanted to hear. So what it comes down to is the criminals up here, right here, FBI, the criminal justice system and these criminal agents right here, because they're criminals too, believe me, they're criminals. They're violating your constitutional rights. They're going along with the NWO and agenda. That's right. They are criminals with badges. They're helping to commit false flags and giggling about it. Then had the audacity to say how he giggled while they were giggling. That's right. So these criminals didn't hear what they wanted to hear. That's what it comes down to. They did not hear what they wanted to hear. See, he probably told the truth. See, right there, he probably did tell the truth. He asked his wife or told his wife he was going to leave her, divorce her, separate from her, not be with her no more. Now, do you suppose with our divorce rate as high as it is, and the majority of divorces are being filed for and instigated by the female, we do have cases where the men are actually fucking fed up with it, don't want to put up with the shit no more, the drama, the bullshit, the drama, the bullshit, excuse my language, their inability not to be able to get along. And believe me, I know this because I'm the one that filed on my wife, my first wife. She didn't want the divorce. She just wanted the drama, the drama, the drama, the drama. I can honestly say I've been in a few relationships in my life, dates, relationships, and I can honestly say with no lies that I never once, ever, was the one to start the fight, the drama. Every last time, every last woman I've been with, the woman was the one that instigated every single time. Even in the marriage I'm in now. Same thing. It's her that instigates it, her that instigates it, her that instigates it. Do you think that's a coincidence? That I can have all the years I had with my son's mother, I can have months dating, blah, blah, blah. I mean, the best date person probably ever dated in my life, who actually did make drama. It was awesome. It was outstanding. That gal was in Florida. Her name's Patty. That was probably the best woman I ever dated in my life. Because every other woman, including the one I'm with now, has a tendency of making drama out of nothing. I hate drama with a passion. So knowing this, just from my own life experiences, I can't say this is in his case, but I can say there's a high chance of that. Now, can I? Because of what I've seen going on in today's society. There's a really good high chance that she created lots of drama with him. He was up to his ears with it. This is probably what led him to cheating on her. He went and met somebody else because of the way he was being treated. That's most likely the real cause. And as far as her strangling the kids and her strangling her in return, I think he told the truth right there. Because no, She's not the loving, cherishing BS that they've been feeding you. I've seen way too many cases. Way too many cases. I got a video I could show you that really open your eyes. But I can't show it to you. You know why? Because Operation Shut the Fuck Up. Excuse my language. That's right. Operation Shut the Hell Up censors people. And don't want that video online. Don't want people seeing it. Why would that be? All because it shows the real truth about females. That would be why. It shows the actual real truth about women. You know that truth that you've been slamming men with for years as you're painting them out to be monsters? You know, with all the male bashing in Hollywood, in commercials, in sitcoms and in movies, and on the media? You know all the male bashing that goes on regularly? You know, when you taught every little kid that boys are not allowed to hit girls, there's absolutely no excuse to ever hit a girl. And you gave the girls permission to hit boys? That's right. You remember doing that? You should. Remember all the male bashing that's going on, the male smashing, the male smashing, the male smashing? You know the war against men? The war against the gender? That the women want to claim they're the victims of? Both genders are the victims. If you want to get right now technical and honest, both genders are victims of this. But the actual war that's being perpetrated is against men, not women. But that's off topic. So I used to call these videos that happened again. He killed this woman, and most likely he told the truth right down here with what we just talked about. And because it's the real truth, they're going to say he claimed. And they want to go with what a machine says, and they coerced him anyhow. Why would investigators ask him to write up a list of all the ways you could murder somebody? Because they're trying to entrap him. That's entrapment. It's to make him think of stuff that's evil, and then see, look, he has it in him. He could think of all these ways. That doesn't make him a good person. And the very people doing that to him are people that are criminals themselves, criminals holding badges. No lie. If you really do your homework and you study your justice system and you study false flags and you really pay attention to what's going on, you'll find out these are no more than thugs, criminals with badges, calling other people criminals while they're criminals themselves, jumping down his throat for behavior that they're doing themselves. See, he giggled. And I'll bet you when you was involved in these different false flags, you agents giggled too, didn't you? What do you want to bet? You did. I guarantee you did. Anyhow, I better get off that topic because, you know, I may piss some people off with some real truth. And then they'll say, I claimed. Or they're going to say, oh, we better put him on a polygraph test. Yeah, you know, that machine that's not allowed in the courtroom, you know. You know that machine that would tell you your own name's a lie? Anyhow, I'm going to get out of here before I keep opening my mouth. But this is it happened again. This is clearly it happened again. From our inability to treat each other appropriately, men and women alike. I'm not going to discriminate on that. I'm not going to be sexist on that. Our inability to treat each other appropriately. Our inability to be able to communicate and treat each other like human beings. We have this special skill called shitting on one another, don't we? Yeah. And we all get our rocks off doing it, don't we? Makes us feel bad, that's right. This is the reason I made the statement years ago that you create your own very own killers. You're really good at making your own killer. And then whining and crying after you create the person who kills you. Your family's up there, oh, they were such a good person. Yep, they were. They were such a good parasite. They was really skilled, man. They had lots of good skills. They knew how to create their own killer. I hate to say it, but that's really what it comes down to. Because this is how people are treating each other like dirt. I mean, come on. Even in the dating arena, you think somebody's feelings is a game to be toyed with, to be played with. And when you want to talk about cheating, what do we have? AshleyMadison.com. Don't we promote cheating? Oh, the last time I looked, we've been promoting cheating for a long time, haven't we? We sure have. Because if we wasn't promoting cheating, somebody would shut that site down a long time ago. But when you're promoting cheating, when you're promoting the destruction of the family unit, and that's what you're pushing, well, I guess things like this are bound to happen, ain't they? Anyhow, I'm getting out of here. You have a good one.